Good morning, Bloom Babies, and welcome to another episode. So nice to talk to you again. I really like the format I'm on, that I just reply to the comments and we just take something as a hook and we go deep into spirit. Let's take a deep breath. I have no clue whether it is listening to your podcasts or a big shift happening in our reality, but in the last few weeks, I feel like I changed so much, like finally being me and standing up for myself, knowing who I am and who I want to be, and it feels better and better to be me day by day. Aww, this is so nice to hear. And as Bashar often says, it's this and that, not this or that. So it's both. It's listening to my podcast and it's the reality is going through a big shift. Same. It's all the same. So it's this and that. And this makes me really happy. And this is exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing. Hey Ferdi, you often say we all sing each other home. Why? I know the saying just with bring each other home. Has sing a special meaning, or is it just a fun way to express the same message? But imagining each other singing together, having fun, it's same. Same. I just like to, once you found it, what? Yourself, being the knowingness, understand the universe, the universal message, the structure of reality, and you're deep in the knowingness, you can make it cool. It's like when you just wake up and you like barely find the light, you're like, ah, need to hold on to it and like are not so much able to make it cool yet. But once you're like really deep in the knowingness, really deep in the remembrance of who you are, and can also explore the darkness because you shifted more from the observer point of view of neutrality, where you thank the darkness and the light, because without the one, the other one wouldn't exist. Because usually the classical awakening is that you find the light and you like stay there to get comfortable, and the more comfortable you get in the light, remembering of who you are, being your authentic self, the more you see of the darkness. And then eventually you like see both 100% and thank both, and out of neutrality choose the light, the love, the peace, all of that, this vibration. And then you can make it cool. That's what I'm saying. Then you can make jokes and be funny and just sit here in Thailand without a shirt and speak your own language and just do your podcast talking to yourself and just be creative as fuck, because you don't give a fuck anymore what other people think about you. You see through their belief structure, their projections. You see through hate. You see what is actually a good reflection, where someone wants to help you because they have a solid reflection, and it comes from a point where they are loving you, where they want you to be more of who you are, where they wish you the best. Versus all the other stuff, you can see right through it, so you don't get insecure anymore and all that stuff, so you can make up whatever sayings and you don't give a fuck what other people say about that, think about that. You can just be yourself, and you always know, as long as the vibration is pure, everyone can feel it. And then people, if they want to get it wrong, they can, but if the vibration is pure. And this is where we rebels, we starseeds come in, because we are here for the new. So we go ahead, and this is fucking challenging because our system is profoundly sick. So we're changing the culture, and being out of the norm, being out of the culture, being out of society, the standards is often frowned upon, and people stare at you and people give you all their shit because they're like, why are you not wearing a shirt in Thailand? Why are you hosting sex parties? Why are you following your joy and not, all these things? And it's so easier to like fall in line and but is it easier? No, because then it's this uncomfortableness of being normal, which is a profoundly sick system, which makes us all so sick and unhealthy and unhappy. So yeah, I had a conversation yesterday with a friend because she's so nice and she's like, oh, I just whenever you want to be happy and I'm this rebel that needs to speak up. I just have to speak up. And I was explaining her like, yeah, people get uncomfortable in the situation. I was not wearing a shirt and someone wanted me to wear a shirt and I didn't just put a shirt on. I asked the person why. Why do I need to wear a shirt? Because I want to know if this person has a good reason. Then, you know, I use my common sense, but then this person walked away and then my friend was like, oh, maybe you should put on the shirt. I'm like, why would I do that? Why would I just fall in line when it makes no sense? Like, look at our history. Look at how, like, oh, but it's culture. What the fuck is culture? Like, we humans with our sickness have created culture, and culture is still in so many ways profoundly sick. Like, you know, look at our history. Back then, slavery, you know, it's normal. Black people is a slave. Fall in line, don't speak up, this is the way it is, respect our culture, they are fucking slaves. No, what the fuck? Gays are not allowed to marriage, they don't have rights, it's the way it is. If you're gay, you cannot do this, everyone knows, fall in line, don't question it. Women are suppressed, still, what the fuck? Women in the past didn't have the right to vote, they're women, don't speak up, if you're a woman, shut the fuck up. Fall in line, this is the culture, respect the culture. You're disrespectful. And this is also, yeah, I know it's tiring because we don't always want to like speak up and have our guards up. We want to be soft, we want to be gentle. So it's like, you know, this and that again, that whenever you're resourced, it's powerful, and I encourage you to speak the fuck up, embody the vibration of the new earth, of who you are, which gets all the programming out the window. But if you're not resourced, yeah, then I maybe would just put my shirt on and no, that's just not me. But yeah, sometimes to avoid conflict, if I'm not resourced, I do that. Always stay resourced, stay in your center, and out of your center, out of your being resourced, you know, shine your light. But yeah, I really just wanted to say that our society is still in so many ways so profoundly sick, and please don't have this fallacy in your head that you're traveling somewhere or whatever, and the culture, I have to respect it. Like it's always your intention. It's always the energy. If your energy is pure, like of course, my energy, my intention is I don't want to insult anyone. I want to cause positive vibration. I want to shine love, light, peace, harmony, prosperity, peace to all individuals, to all beings. I have the best interest for everyone. I want to help people. And I'm here for realization, bringing balance, awakening people, make things obvious in a nice way. And if people want to get it wrong, want to be offended because their programming goes fucking deep, that's okay. Why do you think Brittany and I, we host play parties here in Kopangan? It gets all your programming about sexuality out the window and people can see how it can be. Like here in Thailand, sexuality, Thais are so suppressed. They're like all little babies when it comes to sexuality. Because like, yeah, society, take away their sexuality, you can control them so greatly. Reclaim your sexuality, reclaim all your powers. Don't give it up. Don't give it away to anyone. So it's always your intention. If people are like, oh, in Thailand, you don't wear a shirt. Like, it's always your intention. Like, in a temple or wherever, of course I wear a shirt. If it's a Thai market full of only Thais, I wear a shirt. If I'm in nature, if I'm going for a hike, if I'm at the beach, of course I don't wear a shirt. I'm connecting to God. I am bathing in church called nature, and I am my essence, and this is how we're all born. But of course, we all have energy sensing. If I could feel I make people hardcore uncomfortable or something, I always adjust it and see where do I actually cause realization and where do I just trigger people? Like what can they also handle, you know? You gotta meet people where they're at. Many people, their programming goes so deep that I'm not their permission slip anymore at all. I'm here to teach the leaders that you're a leader, that you can teach other people that you reach, because those probably don't resonate with me at all anymore. I'm so excited to shift more and more, and that our society is just in alignment and we don't have to speak up anymore. Everyone just gets it, and everyone is on this vibration and encourages everyone to be him or herself. And we can just let all our guards down and live in tribe and community and be so rooted in harmony with nature, and can expand in the cosmos and reunite our galactic family. Who's down for that? And I'm back. I paused the podcast because this day I wasn't feeling so well, and I could feel Brittany. Her and I were like really connected. Sometimes it's the best, sometimes not so much. This time not so much, because I could feel that she was really triggered. So I just couldn't continue. I was like hosting her and we were going into it. So then I wasn't excited to continue the podcast because I wasn't feeling so well, and also talking about what we talked about. Everything is great now, as always. We figured it out. That's what I love about us. Anything that comes up, we look at it and we actually grow. We're like not doing loops, we're not doing donuts. Like, sure, don't get me wrong, in the moment one of us gets triggered or we both get triggered, but eventually, and which is often really soon, her and I, we look at it, own our triggers, and integrate it. So yeah, everything's perfect. And this podcast continues now. Yeah, I'm feeling way better. I wasn't feeling so well that day. I was just so excited to talk to you. Woo! I'm just really excited to keep recording English podcasts, being consistent. But yeah, step by step. And also I get a lot of synchronicity right now to do things fully flow state in a little quote-unquote chaotic way, that like, yeah, I recorded a chunk of a podcast there and now I continue a couple of days later, and the physical mind would be like, oh, I need to trash that, oh, I need to beat myself up, but all of this programming I let go, and now it's just a wild mix. And this makes it so perfect. This makes it so real, because what do we all want? We want something that's authentic. Give me something that's real. Like, I woke up to my Instagram, and my last reel I posted about my first prostate orgasm went like, for my standards, viral. Like, it reached a lot of people. And I was like, nice. Good that I talk about something so graspable, like anal and sexuality and sexual experience, and then bring this to the whole, because it's all one, it's all connected, and it's just a good hook to talk about the universe. So this is what we're gonna do now again, because in my last podcast, I think it was the last one or two podcasts ago, I think it was the last one, I started talking about anal again, because I was reading YouTube comments and you had a lot of questions, and I want to continue here, because many questions where you're like, yeah, tell us how your anal virginity got taken. Because I talked about it in the past, but I don't know if it was an English podcast, and it was definitely a while ago. So here we go. I haven't talked about the story in a while. But yeah, I wrote some notes down, because I got many comments. They were like, please share more dirty details. We love it. Because finally someone, here, me, is not ashamed to be an open book and share all my stories. And why am I so excited to do that? Because it's not about the stories so much. Yes, it is. It is both. It is this and that. It's about the stories. So it gets all the programming out the window, because it's also that I tell you the stories and it's not taking anything away from me. Like, once you wake up and love yourself, you realize no one can take anything away from you. So you can just be yourself, be vulnerable, and no one can take anything away from you. And then don't get triggered so much anymore, because like it's like you're enough. I am enough. And it was so fun this morning looking in the comments and just like seeing whatever projections people create and like their opinions. But it's like, it has nothing to do with me, you know? Sure, if there's actually some valid, constructive criticism of friends, like, hey, I have a solid reflection for you, because it's coming out of a place where they want the best for me, where they actually love me and want me to grow, to remember even more who I am, to love me even more. Then I'm like, yes, please mirror me something where I can grow, where I can expand even more, where I can love myself even more. But through all the hate and projections, I just see through it. Like on this level where I'm at, I see vibrations. I see literally belief structures. I see through all people's shit. And then I can say, thank you, but no thank you. This is not my stuff. And then why would I get triggered, you know? Because I don't take it in. You only get triggered if you believe it. I need to like justify myself. I need to like explain, because you believe what they're saying is true. But once you know who you are, more and more, remember, you like see through that stuff, where it actually comes from. And it's often of a place of jealousy, envy. People just get so triggered because you're in their power and they want it too. Yeah, as I said, like envy. I want it too, but I don't know how. I cannot ask for help. So here's just like, I want to try to get you on a lower vibration again, where you also don't love yourself. So I'm not alone here, because no one wants to be alone. No one. So what people are often trying, and often these are sleeping people, so they're not doing that consciously. Like, this is really important to understand. We're doing everything out of love, and we're always doing the best we can. So that's why, how can I judge people anymore when I really see we're all doing the best we can? In every moment, we're doing the best we can. Everything where you feel bad about that you have done or whatever, forgive yourself. Know that you have done the best you could with all the information you had out of love. You just didn't know better. And now you learn from it. And now you can make better choices. And once you see we're all doing the best we can, you can really stop judging people and also see, okay, who's actually meeting my excitement? Who's meeting my standards? And don't drown in unhealthy situations. So yeah, I can go now into boundaries and all the things, but this is not what I want to do. I want to talk about how my anal virginity got taken, how I got penetrated by an actual penis. It wasn't a strap-on, it was an actual penis in my little ass. So it was like 3 years ago, roughly. It was in Chiang Mai, and there I met a really special soul. She is a lady boy. I refer to her as a she because, yes, biologically we experience the polarity of man and female of our biology regarding the gender. So do we have a pussy or do we have a penis? But it's all energy, you know. I'm not attracted to genders, to genitals. I'm attracted to energies, and I'm really attracted to female energy. So she was a ladyboy, so biologically a man, but her energy was so feminine, like really beautiful, that it felt like a woman. So she is, you know. It's like whoever, like we are our master creators. We can decide whatever we want to experience, whatever we want to be. And it's always, you know, balancing those energies within us, the feminine and the masculine. And yeah, many come in the timeline to actually rebel their gender. So they're in a female body, but they feel like a male. So they do that, like Bashar talks about that, to get our programming out the window. Because it's like, yeah, what is anything? It's all energy, you know? And then we have all this like programming. This is gay. This is not what it's supposed to. But it's like it doesn't work anymore because we're all waking up and that it's all energy and that nothing defines you. Like, yeah, sure. This is our biology. This is the suit I picked from spirit to experience this physical experience. But how I want to customize my avatar, my character, is like totally up to me. And we're put in such boxes of our profoundly sick society, coming out of this darkness age, deep into fear, deep into control. And you're like supposed to do this. You're supposed to wear that. You're supposed to act like this. And all this programming, that's why this podcast is for, out the window. So, this was a really beautiful connection. She's Thai and she's still in my life. Like, she's really awake. She's a fellow starseed, and I channel her a lot in her awakening journey over WhatsApp. We just text a lot. Like, still, you know, I care 3 years later. Like, I care about divine timing meeting soul family. I don't care anymore about just physical attractions and just fucking, you know. I don't operate on my lower chakras anymore. It doesn't give me much. It doesn't fill me up with the divine pleasure by my actual excitement. Like this, I could just call it, for lack of a better word, the soulless pleasure. So pleasure without a soul that is not coming from my actual excitement and the divine connection, but just because I'm not following my joy and I experience lack, I experience like emptiness in me, and I just want to fill it with something. And it will never long-term fulfill you, make you happy. The actual happiness comes following your joy, following your highest excitement. Like this connection. And there was like, wow. And then it got sexual pretty fast. And we just had a super nice connection. And it was so nice because she really loves herself. You know, this is so important for me. I can only go with people as far as they can with themselves. I cannot go further. And if people don't love themselves so much, I cannot go so far, because then they get insecure and they want to turn the light off and they don't want to talk about things and they don't feel comfortable in their body. And you know, I feel that all. So I can only meet you there. But I want to go way further. I want to look in your eyes and I want to see your indestructible soul, and I want to go far into spirit and not have all these layers of insecurity. Am I enough? Am I even good enough to be in this relationship with you? Am I beautiful? Like, all this stuff is just in the way of our deep soul connection. I want to go far, expand into spirit. And with her, I could do that because she really loves herself. So, wow. We're just rolling around in bed. We had a lot of fun. She, for example, gave me my first rim job and I really liked it. But you know, it's all energy. It's not so much the actual things of like, oh, I love rim jobs or whatever. No, it's all about the energy in the moment. And this is where channeling, where flow comes in. Like, get out all the structure shit. Like, of course, it's this and that. I highly recommend get some techniques. Like, when you want to build muscle, learn the proper form of the exercises, but then flow in the moment what your body needs. Same goes for everything, including sex. Learn the quote-unquote proper form. What I mean by that, like, learn about the clitoris. What is the clitoris? Where do I find it? How stimulate it? But then know, every woman is different. Every moment is different. We're just like feeling different all the time. And then it's all about syncing our energies, becoming one, and then flowing. Like, it's all energy. Like, get all the physical stuff out. Like, of course, yeah. If my tongue is not hitting the clit, it's just not hitting the clit, you know? So, of course, get to know your one-on-one biology and all these things. And also, like, have a big repertoire of, like, fun positions and positions that feel good, and learn what you like. So, but then it always comes back to have this little toolbox and then using it to flow. Like, get all the how sex is supposed to be structured, and after we go down on each other, we fuck and then it's over. Like, no, get this all out. It's all energy, and just play around. This is where it's at. That's why Brittany and I, we host our vanilla play parties, non-penetrative. Because the programming is like, we get to penetration, this is where sex goes, and then it's over. No, our play parties, there is no penetration, so what else can we do? Let's be creative. So flowing. And yeah, she really loved herself. I love myself. So we could really flow and and then like we had beautiful anal sex where I was the active part and she was the passive part. So I fucked her. And then she asked me, do you want to like experience it as well? And the first reaction 3 years ago was like, ugh! And I love it because I always look at my stuff in the moment. I love to integrate. I love to own my triggers, preferably in the moment, taking a deep breath. Owning my trigger, looking at it. Why am I triggered? What is there I can integrate? It's programming from society that this is gay. So I'm like, oh, I don't do this. And I'm like, no, I'm the rebel. I want to do that. And then I felt into it like, am I excited? And I was like, yes, I am excited. I love her. She's amazing. I like her energy. I feel safe with her. Please, divine goddess, take my anal virginity. And she actually had a big penis. Like, I have a big penis, like, you know, I would say a little over average size. It's just like, many give me that compliment that my dick is like a sex toy. It just looks like a sex toy, you know, those perfect penises. And she had one of those as well. Like, we're looking really similar, actually. Because sometimes lady boys, they take hormones, like estrogen, I think. And then, I'm not an expert at this at all. This is just how I think it is, that it shrinks your penis because you're becoming more a woman. And then some lady boys have like a really small penis. And they also don't want to like focus on their penis anymore, which I don't like because it's full integration, you know, like whatever our biology brings, let's work with everything. This is our pleasure suit. How can we experience pleasure, divine pleasure, again, by our excitement that we're all eternal souls and we're connecting, but yeah, we're physical beings, so we experience the human experience in our bodies. It's embodiment. It's not like laying there and like, this is what I did in the past when I became too alien. Smoking DMT, going in spirit, not being here so much. No, like we're here for a reason. We chose that. We came here from spirit. We're all spirits having a human experience. We're dreaming this reality right now in these bodies. And I call them pleasure suits. And it's like, how can we be more in our bodies and feel all the sensation? And so if you have a penis, I recommend use it like in a healthy, aligned way, you know? But don't like deny any parts of you. Like love everything about you, full integration, baby. So yeah, just want to give that information that she actually had a big penis. So I was like, oh, I don't know. But then she made it so safe, and that's what I love about anal. It's all about safety. Safety. Because if you don't feel safe, you're like closing off, and if someone tries to like shove something in, it hurts. It's painful. Ow, it's not aligned. Safety. If you feel really safe, you open up like a flower, and then slowly, slow is safe. And then it's so pleasurable because your butthole, there's so many nerves, and then our prostate, if it gets stimulated, you know, like not poked hard, then it's just pain, but just stimulated is so much pleasure. But again, you have to allow it. If you're programmed like, oh, this is gay, this is naughty, this is whatever, you don't allow the pleasure in. But once you get that programming out the window and allow the pleasure in and feel safe, and it's this fine line that any moment you can constrict and not feel safe, and then it hurts. And you want to like poop it out. So it's like, and that's why I love it, because you have to stay present and have to stay like super safe, that you have to feel each other. And I love that. Like, I want to stay present. I want to, you know, like so often we can so easily zone out and escape and not be here. No, I want to be here fully. This gives me permission to be fully here, and then the pleasure unfolds. And it's just really fun. But also one big thing about anal, you know, yeah, it is where our, you know, poop comes out. So you have to make sure you're feeling good for it. And I have a really good feeling for it, that this feeling where I feel like empty. My vessel is empty. I don't feel like at all I need to poop anytime soon. Like it's clean. But then when I'm like, oh, I need to poop, or I just pooped recently, or it's a bit messy, then no, anal is like, there's just like some poop involved. So what you can do, you can, what is it called? Flushing. There's a word for it. I don't know the word right now, where you like do a, what's the word? I put it here if you're watching visually. Douching. Here we go. Let's take a deep breath. So yeah, you can like really clean it before to be sure. But all my anal experience so far, her and I, we always felt good, and it was a clean situation. But I also heard about people who had a messy situation where, like, there came some poop out. But it's, you know, like, who cares? Also, like, you just have to know, yeah, this is, why do you think it's also fun? Because it's dirty, you know? It's like, oh, we're not supposed to do this. This is like our exit for our poop. Oh, so dirty. Yeah, but it's fun, you know? It's fun. But also know, like, yeah, but what is poop, you know? But then, again, there is this feeling when you know you feel clean, like, oh yeah, I'm like, my vessel is empty, I feel empty, oh yeah, I feel turned on, yeah, let's explore. And that's why I also love here in Thailand, you know, Thais just get it. Every toilet has a bum gun where you can flush your genitals areas with water and make it really clean. So yeah, I just wanted to say that feel into your body, because no one likes a super messy situation. And because I always felt in my body, I never had a messy situation, was always really clean. Like the only messiness like, Brittany and I, we have a anal plug and we love playing with it. And sometimes there is a little bit of poop on the anal plug. But, you know, I go to the bathroom, I wash it with soap. That's it. It's like it's whatever you make out of it. And just, you know that, like, this is a fun thing to play and feel like it whenever you feel like it, and it's part of it. But overall, all my anal experience have been really clean because I only did it again when I felt good. That's why I feel like some people have an anal experience. Often it's just a guy that just wants to shove it in and like, oh, I just want to fuck her in the ass, and then it's really traumatizing because, like, the woman doesn't feel safe and it's hurtful, but he just continues. And then it's like maybe even messy that, like, some poop is on his stick or whatever. And then they're like both traumatized, like, we never do it again. And I'm like, yeah, you did it so shit. Like, it's all about safety and feeling good. Actually, your excitement tells you, like, oh yeah, today I feel it. Oh yeah, let's explore that. But then so many days, no, today I don't feel it. No. Today I don't want to be touched there. Honor your body. Follow your joy, it tells you everything, and then create the safety. Remember, the more safer we feel, the more pleasure we can experience. Like, literally, you cannot experience pleasure if you're not feeling safe in your body. You're like in this survival vibration, and so many people, unfortunately, don't feel safe in their bodies. But once you feel safe, you can feel pleasure, and the more safe you feel, the more pleasure. And usually the more pleasure, the more safety. Like, it's like a beautiful upward spiral. Because there are levels to that shit, you know? Many people are like, yeah, I feel safe. I'm like, do you? Let's sit down. Let's take a deep breath. And give me some sensations you're feeling in your body right now. I'm good. And I'm not going to go here. And now this. And I'm like, you're in a stressful situation. You need to, you think you need to do all these things. You don't need to do anything. Like, let's take some deep breath. Let's do 10 minutes of breath work. Let's, like, drop in together. Let's co-regulate our nervous systems. This is what I love to do. I have many friends. That's why I love Kupangan, because people mostly, they get this here, you know? And this just feels good. When people, like many here, like, sure, they're on a different vibration. We're not hanging out one-on-one, but overall, they're getting this vibration. They're all waking up. They're all dropping more in their bodies. We're all on the same journey, and this feels really good. Because cities and stuff, and just the matrix, I cannot anymore. It's like such an unsafe space, unregulated people as fuck, just so stressed out, crazy. Like, it gives me anxiety. And of course, it's important to, like, function in our system so you can actually live in this reality and change this reality. So I can do that. But if I don't have to, if there's nothing going on for me in a city or somewhere, I go somewhere peaceful, here in Kopangan, in nature. But also my big download the last years is nature and community. Like, I need both. Just having a conscious community, of course, we all want to be met, like-minded people. I cannot only have one. Like, I cannot live in a city anymore. I mean, I can, but I don't choose to, you know? Like, I'm free. We're all free spirits. Freedom is our birthright. And living in a city like Berlin, where I have conscious community, but just, I don't have nature. So I need both. Versus, I go somewhere in deep nature, but I'm in the middle of nowhere and have no community. I cannot. We're social creatures. We're meant to be in tribe. We all need both. So that's why I'm so grateful that all over the world there are these hubs where it combines nature and conscious community. And for me right now, the one that feels the most aligned, the most exciting is for me Kopangan. And I'm so grateful. Just going to the aesthetic dances every week and having conscious community at the gym and the spa and at sunset and drumming circles. Like, all this gives me so much. So much. So yeah, but that's what we all need. And if you don't have that where you live, create it. Like in Berlin, there wasn't a conscious community on my vibration, so I created it. And now it's, you know, I really created something there. Now that I'm not in Berlin, my community still creates meetups, and I really encourage them. Like, we need Kopangan vibrations everywhere. We need to stay sane. We need tribe. We need to be met on our vibration. So I encourage Eve, my little star sister, keep doing every week a Bloom Baby meetup in Gleisdreieck Park in Berlin. And she's doing it. Good job, Eve. Okay, back to the anal story. So yeah, it was just beautiful because I really relaxed and she made it really safe and it just felt so good. And it was just, I was like, wow, this was amazing. So, side note to the lady-boy connection there, she's also a porn star. So I also learned a lot from her sexually in the physical sense. But yeah, she's really amazing. She's like the number one OnlyFans in Thailand. She's like really awake and she knows how to play the system and she uses that to live a beautiful life. She has a big farm in nature in the outside of Chiang Mai and she has tons of animals there and yeah, she's really waking up right now. So I'm excited to see her soon. She came recently to Kopangan, but I was sick, so I didn't meet her there. I had a feeling she also came because of me, but she didn't say it. It was so cute, but yeah, I was just not feeling good, you know. Anyways, what else did I write down? So yeah, I think I said it at the end of the last podcast, but if not, I repeat it. That when I masturbate these days, often, if my butthole, if my anal area feels clean, I love also stimulating this area. Like, we actually got a butt plug recently and I'm loving it. I'm having a lot of fun with that. Oh my God, it's like when I masturbate and I have also anal stimulation, like for example, an anal plug in me, and it's just like the orgasm, because you can then really distribute it. Because for us males in a male body, our orgasm, our stimulation is so fucking limited. Like, our penis actually isn't much. It's just like, it's so limiting, you know? But if we have both, you know, and if we get the programming out the window and then, wow, we can, like, the stimulation, the arousal in my prostate is so much stronger and so much intense, and it's the best. It's the best, you know? It's like, why wouldn't you be upgraded? I know many have such programming in their head, so this prevents them. But once you let the programming go, you see through it. You see, this doesn't belong to me. This doesn't serve me. I don't believe that anymore. Your beliefs create your reality, whatever you believe you experience. And once you let those limiting, negative, fear-based beliefs go, you're free. We're all free. You just choose to believe negativity, fear, all that shit. Once you let that shit go, you're a free spirit and like, yeah, what do I want to do? What excites me? And there's a lot of pleasure to be found, to be experienced, and I encourage you. So also I experienced, I took actually Britney's anal virginity recently, like 2 weeks ago or so, and it was so beautiful. It was at the end of one of our MDMA trips. If you wanna hear that story, she talks about it in one of her latest podcasts. I leave that up to her. But it was so beautiful because she tells the story really beautifully. Just in short, she wanted to wait for like her forever person, that this person takes her anal virginity. Because before that, she also had experience where guys were just like trying to do it. And for me, I don't care. That's why my energy is so beautiful, because it's the paradox. Because I don't care, she wants it, But if I'm like, oh, I want to like fuck her in the ass, then she's like, oh, And that's why, same for me. I would love to experience more anal pleasure and like get penetrated, but I'm really calling in men that I'm attracted to, and I'm not so much like you can call me whatever. I'm just an alien, Like, am I bisexual? I guess. I'm more attracted to energies, and I'm so much more attracted to female energy and a female body, like so much more. But if there's another man and we ever create a threesome and he's super bisexual, I'm like, yeah, fuck me in my ass, Like, I'm super excited. I want that pleasure. But I need the energy to be good, I need a man that has like really good energy, that is also like me. Where's another alien? Where's another Ferdi that doesn't care about any of that, like, I want to dominate you, I want to fuck you, like this energy, I cannot, I cannot. I need someone that like sees the energy and just wants like just wants to paint a beautiful picture and doesn't care about all this weird stuff we humans create, Like So just in a nutshell about Britney, it was really beautiful, and I'm so proud of her. She just like was full on, and it was like we did it in many positions, and she's so good at it because, again, she felt 100% safe. And then she really got the taste of it. Like the next day, we did it again because she was like, oh my God, now I'm hooked. Because once we have something new, we're so excited to explore more, So yeah, I keep you up to date. I invite you to let all the programming go and allow all the divine pleasure that comes from actually your joy into your vortex, into your body. And know that it's all energy. Like the best sex for me is always energetic. Like, sure, the physical stuff is great, but it's the energy. The physical stuff is so limiting. Like when people just, oh, I fuck her and here rubs my penis. It's like, nice, bro. You don't even know how deep the rabbit hole goes once you connect your 5D body, your energetic body, connect to others. So like, what opens us up? It's our emotional reality. Like many people, let's get into it for a minute. That so often women don't feel safe. They don't feel emotionally heard and understood by the man. And then their bodies don't open up, and then the man just fucks her, and the woman doesn't speak up and thinks it's normal, and it's frozen, and like, oh, why don't I come during sex? Why don't I enjoy it? Why does my pussy hurt? Because your body is not opening up. Like, a pussy is literally, if she's really turned on, she's sucking your penis in. I don't want to have sex with anyone that doesn't want to suck me in. Then I don't want to penetrate you. Like, I love, like, first we're like playing around and wow, and it's getting like zzz, and then I can feel she wants to suck me in, and then sure, penetration is great. Otherwise, I get no pleasure out of penetration if a woman isn't like, I want your dick inside of me. Otherwise, I don't want that. Because the pleasure is not found there. It's like, oh, today she's feeling emotionally really sad and has an emotional hangover, so she just wants to be held. She just wants to be a little baby, and I hold her. And she just wants to feel safe, so I just hold my hand over her pussy, and I keep it there. And wow, the pleasure is found right there. Or we're just rubbing us against each other, and we're getting so high in spirits. So yeah, this for me is Tantra. So there's just so much. And it's all, waking up to we can only pleasure ourselves. You have to feel safe in your body. You have to love yourself. And you have to like feel what feels good for you. Don't pleasure the other person. It's a dance. It's a co-creation. You have to get in tune, get in sync with the other person, what the person needs, and then fulfilling that need in a pleasurable way for you. This is so important because if you just do so, then the other person like feels that it's just like a service, which is also great. But there's always a way where you can give what the other person needs in a way that will pleasure you. And this is the upward spiral. This is where it goes off in spirit for like eternity and unlimitedness. And it's just like we're in open space, and it's just like, and we can have that in everything. I'm not just talking about sex. I'm talking about life. I'm talking about following your excitement, getting pleasure out of the divine found in whatever excites you. And the most beautiful thing is mostly together, the company, like experiencing something together, Be it a sunset. Like yesterday, I was at sunset. We have a couple of naked beach here on Kopangan. I always go there for sunset mostly. It's my favorite. And I'm there in the water naked. And outside, they're playing the handpan, the instrument. And there's just a really nice vibration. And people walk by and they stop and they sit there because they all feel this vibration. And I was like pumping it in. I was like, And I was just like finding shells and stones that look so beautiful, because once you like see the beauty in everything, I so invite you, see the beauty in everything. Because these small moments throughout the day, this is what makes life precious and beautiful and gives you all the reasons to stay in this timeline, commit to this timeline, and be happy to be a human right now. And I was looking at these shells and I was like, and Brittany floated over to me. I was like, babe, do you see that? They're so beautiful like this. And then smell it. I love to smell on everything. Deep breath. And it was just like this moment was so rich, so pleasurable. And then like, yeah, eventually I'm excited to go out of the water. Like, sure, I can stay there, but the divine, the source, God is not found here so much anymore. Now it's, let's go on the scooter. I brought my Tupperware. We go to Mama Cup. We order pad thai and mango avocado salads to go. And then we're sitting there at Mama Cup. I ordered the food. Brittany and I, we had a deep conversation. It was so, like, then the divine is found there. It's this flow of life, just this magnetic pull of your excitement. But then you gotta be passionate about being passionate. You actually gotta, in the present moment, arrive here and allow yourself to feel it. Like, why do you think you feel this podcast so much? Because I'm right here. Where do you think I am? Right here. Like, my soul is here, flowing in this microphone into your ears, out of your speakers, and giving you an orgasm. Oh. And this is what I like awaken you to do. Be passionate about your passions. Like, follow your excitement with actual excitement. Whatever you do. Like, how much Christmas vibration I get out of my cat. Like, her and I, we connect so deeply. Like, I cuddle, I bury my head into her fur, and I'm like in her, and I'm like, I love you so much. And she reminds me, like, this is home for me. Like, for me, this Christmas vibration is a mantra of mine. I keep it up all day. Like here, when I set up my podcast equipment, I listen to German rap, I light some incense, I make everything nice, I take deep breaths. Like, I love that. There is no arrival. Exactly. So enjoy the journey, every moment, every step of the way. Like, now I'm going to end this podcast slowly, and then I'm not, okay, now I do the next thing. No. It's like, why do you think I love spending time at home and having a nice home that, yeah, like, I'm just enjoying myself. I'm dancing. I'm finding it in everything. And I'm not doing something. No, it's always about being the vibration, and then doing it in the vibration of the beingness. And then you wake up that words, like everything, are spells, and then you don't just say anything. And then you wake up that thoughts manifest, and then you don't just think anything. And then how powerful your presence is. And then you don't just be at any place. I read that quote yesterday on Instagram. It really resonated. Wait, I'm gonna pull it up and read it to you because I pretty much butchered it. Okay, you ready? Let's take a deep breath. A wise man once said, "Once you understand the power of your words, you won't just say anything. Once you understand the power of your thoughts, you won't just think anything. Once you understand the power of your presence, you won't just be anywhere. Know your value." And with that being said, it was a pleasure diving deep into anal, into a black hole and coming out. Because what's in the other side of a black hole? It's another universe, you know? So I really enjoyed this episode. And yeah, please keep it up to send me YouTube comments with questions or statements, whatever I can channel and flow, because I love to keep that going. So yeah, because otherwise I do so many podcasts in German because it comes a little more natural to me. But if I have a bunch of questions under my English podcast, I am excited to record English podcasts, and I really am excited to keep them coming. So you can also send me Instagram DMs, and it doesn't need to be a question. It can also be a statement or whatever. Just give me something. And it can be super dirty, super sexual. I'm an open book. Like, what you want to hear. And if you now think, oh, Ferdi is gay. Oh, Ferdi is an alien. Oh, Ferdi is not a man. I take all these things. I'm just myself, which is what we all want to be. And I embody that to show you if I can do it, you can do it. The JBL boombox just got out of battery. Perfect synchronicity to stop here. I'm going to leave you with a nice Bashar cutout. If you want to listen to more Bashar, go to Higher Mind on Spotify. There are like such good Bashar cutouts, or send me a DM and I give you my Google Drive folder. All right. Thanks for listening. Until next time. Peace out.
Can you expand on homosexuality and being gay, bi, or transgender on this society?
Well, many people on your planet have been raised to have a lot of fear about all the different kinds of energies that everyone contains. So many other beings on your planet have decided that they will act as an example of the different kinds of energies and the different kinds of expressions that a human can represent. And therefore, your society is full of all sorts of different ways of representing the concept of gender and sexuality and expression and consciousness, to give everyone an understanding that you are far greater and have the ability to express yourself from far more directions than you think, and help people loosen up their fears about what it is they contain so that they don't have to fear reflections of those things when they show up in their lives. So you're helping each other get used to the idea that you're really a multidimensional being and express yourself in a number of ways.
And these people, like, they fall in love, like, from the heart to heart, or heart falls in love with another heart, no matter of the body?
Well, yes, in a sense. Because if a consciousness vibration recognizes a compatible consciousness vibration, then there is always a purpose to that attraction. And the purpose fundamentally is always in any relationship that everyone involved in the relationship aids and assists the others in the relationship to learn what they need to learn to become more aware of more of who they are. That's what relationships are for. And therefore, of course, that can happen from many different directions, in many different ways, through many different expressions, to reveal the differences within your consciousness.
Thank you.
Does that help?
Yes.